pizza that really made my children to, develop this interest in eating their breakfast all the time. So I make this a lot because this is just a very delicious food. So the first thing that I did was to chop the sausage, which was the hot dog, and the meats that I'm going to use for this pizza. All right, so I chopped them into tiny little pieces before I started, putting them into the fry pan to fry with the vegetables, the sauces, the spices, and the rest of that. So I just wanted to please like my video if it's very interesting to you. Don't forget, okay? So look at them all looking all beautiful. So I sprinkled a little bit of oil on my non-stick pan and I added in the meat and the hot dog. This is the salt that I sprinkled upon it. And this is the chili pepper and oyster sauce. If you want to make something that is chewy, like you want to use beef or chicken, don't forget to add oyster sauce. That sauce adds a touch of flavor. There's this inner and hidden flavor when you're eating your food that comes out of this oyster sauce. And this is ginger garlic spice that I also put inside of this before I started adding my onions to this. This onions is going to give it a very top-notch look and another flavor added to this that is going to wow you. And this is the green pepper that I also added to this. Then I turned it very well to incorporate very well before I started adding the ketchup. Yeah, I said so. This ketchup, whoa. It's a flavor that you're not going to miss out when you're adding your spices. It's a spice. You should know that ketchup is a spice. You should know that. So in another bowl, I added my flour, the yeast. I'm about to make a liquid dough for this pizza. In case if you don't want to knead something, you can just make a liquid dough that you're going to use in making this pizza. So I added my flour, water, and sprinkles of vegetable oil. Don't put too much water because you need this thing to be very sticky, okay? While before you put them into your non-stick pan. This is almost the consistency that we're looking for in this liquid dough. Yeah. So in a palette, I sprinkled oil on top of that and I used my brush to brush it up so that it's not going to stick on this palette plate. That's why I did this. And I sprinkled a little bit of semovita flour and tapped it all around to soak into the oil before I started to add the liquid, paste that I made earlier. All right, for this pizza dough. So look at it here and pouring it. Look at how it's, thick and creamy. So this is the best consistency that we're looking for in this liquid pizza. Okay. So I top this around to make sure that it, fill up the whole palette plate. That's the bottom of it. Okay. You can do this type of topping as well if you want to do that. Both of them are the same thing. So I pop this into an oven for a few minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes before I brought it out. Then I started topping it with the toppings. The first thing that I did was to sprinkle a little bit of ketchup on top of that. All right, before I started adding in the vegetables and the meats that I earlier fried before. Now look at them. Okay, reason why you should put this in the oven, if you want to use non-stick fry pan to do this on top of your stove, just after pouring the liquid dough, you just put this for 2 minutes on the fire, a very low medium heat, before you can bring it out and start sprinkling the toppings on top of that. So I put my cheese, those are the white things that you're seeing right now. Then I put slices of cucumber, this is carrot. All right, so I also added a little bit of touches of some green pepper to this and also the remaining cheese. Look at that. This is the cheese that I'm dropping. In this part of the world that I'm living in, this is the kind of cheese that I saw here. But I appreciate the fact that we have cheese. And voila, I sprinkled a little bit of chili pepper. Put it in the oven for 10 minutes and it's out.